welcome beautiful souls to my channel, Light of Shaya. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to those of you who are new. I hope you like the content, and welcome to those of you who are returning. Thank you so much for all of your support. I appreciate every single one of you. So this is going to be a general reading, a message from Spirit for whoever needs this particular message. I trust if you've been drawn to this particular video, there is a message here for you. So I'm going to be using the Good Tarot here, and the Animal Spirit Oracle card. So, interestingly enough, bottom of the deck we have two very similar energies here. We have Dear Spirit, bring a gentle touch, and the Empress card. So this could be an underlying message. I did shuffle the cards up a bit before I got started. So this could be a general message about bringing a much more compassionate, loving space into for those around you, right? Not only for yourself, but for others too. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to be pulling cards from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck here. Hope you're all doing well today. All right, so let's see here what message Spirit has for you today. All right, it's really interesting that this card came out because it was eyeing me while I was shuffling. So let's go ahead and see here. Okay. Wow. Wow. Look at that. We have open to infinite possibility, Starfish Spirit, at the bottom of the deck here. And the cards that came out here, we have Bee Spirit, Sweet Results Await, number 7, very spiritual number. We have Lion Spirit, Be Generous of Spirit. And we have Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery. So this card has been coming out quite a bit recently. There's a lot of very interesting, like moon-like energy in my readings lately, where there's just a lot of unknown factors. A lot of you may be feeling like you're not really sure where you're going, but you have this intuitive sense that you're going somewhere. And with the Bee Spirit here, Sweet Results Await, whatever it is that you've been doing, you guys, this is just a confirmation that you are going to be reaping the benefits of whatever it is that you've been sowing, essentially. You know, you're going, whatever it is that you've been working on, whatever it may be for you guys, because it's going to resonate a little bit differently for everyone. This is just a confirmation that things are going to kick up and you're going to be very happy with wherever you go. And this also, the Lion Spirit here, Be Generous of Spirit, it's a beautiful card because it's also saying from this sweetness of life that you're going to be experiencing, you're going to be able to also help others. You're going to be very empowered. And then, of course, we have the Bobcat Spirit here with Life is a Mystery. So a lot of the times we don't really have the big picture. And interestingly enough, even though we do use the tarot and other divination tools to try and see how things are going to go, sometimes certain things are hidden from us because we're not supposed to know everything. It's impossible to know everything. And so this is a message saying that you need to trust your intuition and simply have faith in the divine. So let's go ahead and get started here with the Good Tarot. I'm going to be pulling cards. Now, I've been trying to figure out a way to get you guys to also see the cards here, so I may just adjust the camera in a little bit. One of my viewers, Heba, I believe, I hope I'm not mispronouncing your name, but she suggested this, and I'm still trying to figure out how I can do that for you guys, because my setup is a little bit weird here. I'm hoping to one day get an additional camera, so that I can kind of like record the table as well as, you know, see you guys seeing me face to face here. So let's go ahead and see here. Wow. You know, the Tower card has been coming out quite a bit lately. A few more cards, and I'm just going to keep pulling here. This Seven of Fire keeps coming out over and over again. Here we have the Six of Water again. This is quite interesting. These cards have been a recurring theme, you guys, and it's very fascinating to me how the tarot works because, I mean, statistically speaking, to be receiving the same cards over and over again, it means that it really empowers the message for me. Now, this is fascinating. Okay, so let me see. I'm going to go ahead and try adjusting the camera a little bit so you guys can see this, okay? Alright, so I went ahead and adjusted everything for you guys so you can kind of see. Hopefully this glare isn't showing up in the on the cards here. At least it is on my end, but I hope it's not showing up on your guys's. At least it didn't look like it. But anyway, this is how the cards came out. I'm working backwards here, so I'm going to, or upside down. So let's see if I can kind of get into this message here. So we have the Eight of Air here. And usually the Eight of Air is speaking of like victim mentality, certain mentalities that we're stuck in, certain ideologies. And so what's really interesting about this particular card is lately I've been seeing it as like a wistful kind of feeling here. And what's really interesting too is I just noticed that this Eight of Air right now is giving me, I don't know if you guys could kind of see, it's almost like a tornado, like the base of the tornado is here, and, you know, this angel is sitting up top. It's almost like I'm getting the sense of like turbulence, or like maybe certain outside factors in your life have been very, I'm getting this like swirling, like this like crazy kind of like, maybe some of your guys' lives have been upended. Maybe you're very busy at this time. There may be just a lot going on and you're trying to find your grounding. It's like you're trying to stay above the set of circumstances in your life right now, right? And so then we have this beautiful Queen of Water energy here. This Queen of Water is coming through to me as just very serene. It's like you're trying to find that place of serenity, right? That sense of serenity. And there's this beautiful sense of, like I said, peace coming from this Queen of Water. You can kind of see the expression on her face there. I hope you guys can see that. She just looks very peaceful. And so this is about finding peace. You're trying to find peace throughout these circumstances. I feel this is kind of what the message is. And then we have this Queen of Water facing the Fool. This Fool energy here is facing the Queen of Water, and it's almost like you're hearing this call. This Fool makes me think of the Judgment card in this particular deck. Also has, I believe, an angelic being. I hope you guys can see this. An angelic being with like a horn of sorts. And so this is like a calling of some sort about moving in a new direction, right? But then we have this really interesting energy. It's like a blockage. This tower always comes up kind of like an obstruction because it's a fortress instead of the traditional tower. Now, of course, for some of you, this tower could literally be like, or not literally, but be an actual tower moment where something in your life is just completely upended. And the reason I'm saying that is because of this Eight of Air that's located here, as I was talking about that like swirling kind of energy of like trying to figure out how to keep peaceful in this state. Right? We have this Two of Air as well. It's almost, this card is also, for me, speaking of balance. You can kind of see how this figure here is trying to balance things. It's like the Two of Air is also a choice, right? Sometimes we don't want to make a choice because we're stuck in our head. We're trying to figure out what the right decision is, but we're blocking our intuition by doing this, because when our intuition is in alignment, we know what the answer is, but we get stuck in our head. And so we, traditionally speaking, you know, we have the heart space blocked off and we're blindfolded in the traditional Rider-Waite deck. But in this particular deck, I'm just seeing how it's coming through as this balance, this balance. And what I find really interesting here is that on her back, we have an inverted pentagram. I have never noticed this before. I'm not sure if you guys can see that. Hopefully right here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's like an inverted pentagram, and that kind of makes me think of the devil energy. So there's something about like attachment or materialism. There's really fascinating energy here. Oh, right. So it's a disconnect. That's exactly what it's like, a disconnect of sorts. That's kind of what I'm getting, right? Because the devil energy speaks of materialism and like solely focusing on like the physical aspects of life and not focusing on the spiritual. So there's this interesting feeling of like you trying to find that perfect balance in your life, of trying to achieve that beautiful balance of the material and the spiritual, the practical, right? It's like balancing logic, emotion, balancing the practical with the spiritual. There's a sense of you trying to do this, but it feels almost like this tower is coming through and as an obstruction of source. Interesting how I said an obstruction of source. An obstruction of source, right? And source being the divine. It's almost like you feel disconnected from your divinity or your intuition, your usual connection with spirit that you have. It seems to be disconnected at this point in time. And interestingly enough, Bobcat spirit lies beneath or above this energy here. So it's almost like you can't see things clearly. You're trying to perceive things. And it's really interesting how I was talking about divination, right? and how you can't see everything. And it's really interesting because likely you guys are trying to use the tarot or other forms of divination to try and figure out your path. But the truth is here that it's not about using these tools of divination to figure it out, because the answers are within you this whole time. These are just tools for us to tap into that. Now, what's really beautiful about this is that we have the Seven of Fire here, and the Seven of Fire kind of almost in a sense like also represents kind of like a leap of faith into the unknown, right? Because there's all this darkness here. There's all this darkness, and this unicorn, which is a very ethereal, spiritual creature, nobody knows if they really truly existed, is taking that leap of faith into the unknown. And interestingly enough, we do have the Fool here, which speaks of taking a leap into the unknown. And so now we arrive to the Six of Water, which has been coming out a lot as this sense of like longing and desire, maybe a longing to be with your soul family, your soul tribe, maybe remembering things. You know, what's really interesting to me is that this message just came through. It's like remembering how things were pre-COVID, pre the pandemic, right? Of like how things used to be. And there's a sense of longing. And what's really interesting, something that I noticed the other day, was that in the reflection here, she's actually clasping her hands together in prayer. And it's almost like you're praying for this rejuvenation in your life of like, I wish things were like they were at another point in my life, where things were easy, where things were understandable, where things were practical, like where I could see how things were going to play out. It just made sense. So maybe what's happening here, and what's really interesting here, is that we do have the Ten of Earth at the bottom of the deck, which speaks of our comfort zone and stability, right? It's like financial stability. It's having all the things that you need in life to not only just persevere or survive. It's like it's excess. It's like it's a surplus, right? So you can share with others. And there's this sense that I'm getting here of like a desire for stability again, a new kind of stability. Because I always notice how in this particular deck, the Earth cards come through a little more melancholy than other decks, and you can kind of see, I hope you guys can see her expression. There's like kind of like a scowl, right? And in another message from Spirit earlier this week, or last week rather, there was, I was getting like a lack of gratitude mindset, right? What's really interesting is that the Emperor has been coming out a lot. It was right beneath the Ten of Earth. The Emperor is about empowerment and taking control of your life. It's about stepping into that masculine projective energy, protecting the feminine within you, and moving forward with determination. There's a lot of determination behind this particular card. And so now we move from the Six of Water, and what's really interesting is from the Six of Water, we move to this Patience card, which again gives me what I don't know why I keep getting this message over and over again, a sense of longing. Maybe this is just a collective experience right now where everybody is kind of wishing for things to have changed, you know, especially now that winter's coming up, you know, all of the holiday season is supposed to be a time of joy and expansion and happiness, right? It's a time of celebration for a lot of people, and people likely this year aren't feeling that same way because of all of this turmoil, right, from the Eight of Air that has been happening in the collective experience. So a lot of people are likely feeling disconnected from home, because usually during this time of year, you know, coming up into December, people tend to spend time with one another and really just give that sense of community and just a sense of like camaraderie. It's very, you know, beautiful and familial. And so with this Patience card, I always get drawn to the clock in her heart. It's like a divine timing aspect. There's something about divine timing here. But what's really beautiful is that this is followed by the Six of Fire, and the Six of Fire, traditionally speaking, speaks of triumph. It speaks of overcoming things, and that's kind of where I'm getting this sweet results await energy from. It's like you're about to, these energies are about to meet. You're about to meet that sweet result you've been waiting for, and the sweetness of like reunion with people likely, or a sweetness of just feeling like things are back to a sense of normality. It's a very interesting message. So I'm actually being guided to pull 3 more cards here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Wow. Yeah. Could I? Jesus. Wow, you guys. This is beautiful energy. three major there it is. Yeah, three major arcana to end the reading. Here we have, so we have the Chariot that came out, a number 7, right? Sweet results await, a number 7. This is the Bee Spirit is also a number 7 card. And we have these sweet results await, right? Chariot also speaks of victory. This is about overcoming any and every obstacle in your life. Sometimes life gets a little bit difficult, but we can always overcome it with our inner resolve. And speaking of inner resolve, here we have the Strength card, which also speaks of inner resolve, about overcoming obstacles. But what's really beautiful about this, look at how these two energies, I feel like they're converging. And I was kind of getting that sense with the Bee Spirit and the Six of Fire, that sense of converging. And so Chariot is outward movement. It's external. It's like force, right? The Strength is more internal. It's like something that we experience on the inside. It's our inner resolve. The Chariot is external resolve of like making the decision, right? Because you have to make the decision to get the duality, the masculine and feminine here, energies, into alignment in order to move forward. And so these energies are converging, and now this is followed by Fortune's wheel. The sweet results that you've been awaiting. Remember how I was talking about divine timing? Oftentimes for me, the Wheel of Fortune, or in this deck, Fortune's Wheel, regards divine timing. So these changes are massive for you. Whoever this message is for, these changes coming into your life are massive, are incredible. There's an incredible power, right? Be generous of spirit comes out with this lion. You see how like the correspondence here, there's a lion card as well. And it's about compassion, because the Strength card is also about compassion. And I just can't shake this feeling, you guys, open to the infinite possibilities. Because when you do this, this expansion, this growth is going to come from within, but then it also comes from without. It's like a sense of like you doing, it's this beautiful, I can't get over this, it's like this beautiful balance of internal and external energies. It's like you finally tapped into something. These energies are converging, and now that you've tapped into them, there's this sense of like immensity that just pours out of you, and now you're truly creating like that sense of the life of your dreams. Whatever it is that you've been wanting, guys, whatever it is that you've been trying to achieve, it's like it's right around the corner. It's right around the corner. But there's this thing about inner resolve and external resolve. It's about cultivating that inner strength and bravery, and then making the decision to go full force in life. So, wow. Very interesting, powerful message here for you guys. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end the reading here. If you guys enjoyed this content, please do hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, I'm sending you so much love and so much light. Take care.